Welcome, new volunteers. Thank you for volunteering at the Whatcom Humane Society. When you first arrive at the shelter, you're going to want to park in the front parking lot here where it's paved, or if it's full, you can drive to the back to the gravel overflow lot. When you come to the building, you can come right through the front doors. If it's before or after our normal business hours, you're going to want to ring the bell up front here to allow staff to let you into the building. And when you first walk in, you're going to come into the customer service area. On your first visit, you'll go to the front desk and check in and get your volunteer t-shirt, and then your trainer will bring you back to the volunteer services room. Volunteer services is your first stop every time you visit the shelter. So this is where you're going to leave your personal belongings. You can pick up an apron. You can leave your coat on the coat rack. You'll want to sign in to our volunteer computer where we track your hours. All of the training documents are here. There's a copy of the volunteer handbook. You can store your name tag here. On the bottom shelf of the bookcase in the volunteer room here, you will find cleaning supplies. There are always wipes and glass cleaner, paper towels, all of those sorts of things so that you can help us keep the shelter neat and tidy during your shift. On the wall by the light switch, you will find a box that contains the security fobs you'll need to make your way through the locked doors in the building. Across the hall from the volunteer room are the restrooms and the drinking fountains. And directly next door is my office. On this tour, the first stop will be the world of dog. The Dog TLC volunteers will know this area very well. This is where we keep track of all of the dogs that are available to walk, what color they are, which is how it's designated for the volunteer training. All the dogs have pre-fitted harnesses, leashes ready to go, lots of dog treats, and all the volunteer notes in the notebook for you. We have 2 get acquainted rooms in the dog area. These can be used by volunteers to spend time with the dogs inside. They are also used by the public for meet and greets with dogs who are potentially getting adopted. Down this walkway is all our available dogs. This whole row is available. They all have indoor-outdoor kennels. To the right, there are various rooms. The open rooms are available dogs where you're welcome to volunteer. The rooms that are closed and say staff only, those are stray or ISO dogs that will be off limits to volunteers. Here we enter the dog food prep area. The door sign does say staff only. Volunteers are welcome in this area of the shelter. All of the dogs here, their food is prepped in this room. We keep treats and dishes and clean water bowls here. There are water buckets to take out to the play yards. There are clean toys, clean leashes, clean tennis balls. This is the big stop for all of our dog supplies. If you ever have questions or need anything, you can often find one of our animal care technicians in this area who can help you. This is our grooming room. In here you will find jackets for the dogs when it's cold out. You can find bandanas in the drawers. There are also brushes and grooming supplies, clean towels for when it's wet outside. If you help with any of our enrichment programs, you'll get to know the freezer where we keep frozen Kongs and frozen food bowls and that sort of thing. This is our very busy laundry room. All volunteers who come through the shelter are asked to come into the laundry room during their shift and make sure that all the machines are running, that all the clean laundry is folded and put away. All of the dog laundry, the big blankets, are kept in the laundry room as well as most of the clean towels. Any of the cat laundry can be folded and left on the counter or taken down to the cat area. Here we have the food bank. Anytime members of the public or volunteers donate food to us, it goes here into our food bank to help the community when they are in need. In this room, you can also find a lot of extra cleaning supplies, soap for the soap dispenser, hand sanitizer, paper towels, toilet paper, garbage bags, all kinds of things that can be helpful. If you need any help, the customer service desk is a great spot to go. They can either let you back here or get something for you if needed. On this end of the building is the cat and small animal world. So we start off with the get acquainted rooms, just like the dog end. These are well used by volunteers and then also for meet and greets with new potential adopters. Volunteers are asked to, of course, interact with members of the public, be friendly and courteous, answer any questions that you can and that you feel comfortable answering. However, we ask that volunteers don't do any matchmaking for adoptions. You're welcome to talk about the animals that you are familiar with, but making matches, promising people that they will be able to take animals home or telling them that they can adopt, all of those things are discouraged. It can cause some problems and some hurt feelings if it doesn't work out how it should. We ask that you just direct folks to the front desk where they can pick up an adoption application and be assigned to an adoption counselor. This is our cage-free cat colony room. The cats that are in this room are allowed to stay in here until they get adopted. As long as they get along with other cats and they haven't been sick during their stay with us, they get to hang out in here and play, watch birds out the window, and hang out with the volunteers who come in to spend time with them and keep the room clean. Across the hall is the small animal room. This is the room for everything small and furry or feathered, occasionally scaled. Small animal volunteers will spend most of their time in this room. This is where all of the supplies are located, all of the animals are located. We have 2 available cat rooms. All of our available cats are housed in here. The Cat TLC volunteers will be spending a lot of time in these rooms. Some of our cats can go down to the get acquainted rooms. A lot of them don't like to be picked up or hauled around, so you'll spend a lot of time standing in here with open kennels, just giving them the attention that they need. This is our Cat TLC food prep area. All of the food, litter, dirty laundry, clean bowls, all of those sorts of things are kept in here so that our staff can keep track of what's going on with the cats. The whiteboard on the wall next to the door is for staff volunteer communication. It will be the first place that all Cat TLC volunteers check when they start their shift, and from there you move on to the available cat rooms. As we go down the hall, we have a cat isolation room. This is strictly off limits to volunteers. These are cats that are recovering from illness or injury. We have 2 stray cat rooms. These rooms are also off limits to volunteers, with the exception of volunteers who are looking for or putting away clean laundry that may need to go in these rooms. This is cat and small animal receiving. Cat and small animal receiving is the first stop for all cats and small animals when they come in the building. They get an animal number to track through our computer system. They get flea treatment. They get a quick look over by our animal care technicians to make sure there's no obvious signs of injury. They are left in kennels here to decompress before they go back to their stray areas where they'll be held for their 5 to 10 day holding period. This is our state-of-the-art vet clinic. Unless you are a clinic volunteer, there will be no need for you to visit this room. Just know that if anyone asks for the clinic, this is where it's located. In case of any emergency evacuation at the shelter, volunteers are asked to exit through the closest exit to the parking lots and make their way to the southeast corner of the property. The southeast corner is in the gravel parking lot towards the front of the building. Usually it's where the horse trailer is kept. Everyone is asked to meet in that place so that we know that everyone is accounted for and safely out of the building. At that point, if it is necessary to evacuate animals, we may ask you to come and help us manage that from the outside of the building. Volunteers are asked to not take any animals out of the building with them. If you are a dog TLC volunteer and you find yourself in the dog area at the time of an emergency, if our fire alarms go off, there are rolling doors in both the stray and the available dog areas that will come down. Those are fire doors. They're designed to protect that end of the building from fire. It will seem like you are trapped if you are on the wrong side of that door. If you're in the dog kennel area, don't panic. You can still make your way through the first available room out to the back, which will put you right into the stray hallway near an exit. Should you have an accident of any kind while you're here on your shift, there are incident reports on the wall in the volunteer room where the training documents are located. You'll want to take one of those forms, complete it to the best of your ability, and give it to a staff member before you leave. There are also pamphlets in the drawer regarding L&I and our coverage for you while you're here. If for any reason you need medical attention for a bite or a wound of any kind, we ask that you go to a clinic or the emergency room, whatever is necessary, and let them know that you are one of our volunteers and you are injured on shift. Your injuries are covered by L&I while you are volunteering here with us. Volunteer dress code. When you show up for your shift at the shelter or any of our facilities, please do not wear shorts, no sweatpants or pajama bottoms, no open-toed shoes. We ask you to please wear long pants and closed-toed shoes, as well as your purple volunteer t-shirt. During your visits at the shelter, I would encourage you to take photos and videos of all of our available animals. It is great for these to be shared on social media with all of your friends and family. The more eyes on these guys, the better chance they have of finding a home. Please do not use your cell phones for any non-emergency or non-Humane Society related things. We want to make sure that your full attention is on the animals while you are here. We also ask that you don't have visitors while you're volunteering. While we would love to have you bring your friends and family for tours, your volunteer shift is not the time for this. Thank you for taking the time to volunteer to help the animals. I look forward to seeing you around the shelter.